Good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday, June 17th, 2025. Do we have some risk finally coming into the market here? And could we see a sell-off tomorrow on FOMC? With all of this geopolitical tension going on, let's get into it here. First, though, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Helps out the channel very much. Also, come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and our live day trading room. Both are which on sale here. 60% off your first month of day trading room and 30% off swing trades first month. There's also a free trial to that too, so it is risk-free. But let's get into it here. Markets today down, well, we're actually down 26 basis points here in the overnight. I'm doing this video much later than normal, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One is we were expecting Trump to give a statement. He was supposed to give a statement after their Situation Room meeting. And that got nixed. So I was kind of waiting to see if that would happen here first, because that's what kind of drove the market here earlier. There's lots of headlines. Of course, there's a million headlines, and I usually tune most of them out because a lot of them are noise, especially when it's war. Like I've been saying yesterday, okay, there's bombs going off. All right, I get it. You know, it's not news, right? But when they start talking about the expectations now is that the U.S. is going to join. And then the president leaves, then he has goes into his war room and then doesn't come out or doesn't talk to the media. Yeah, that's something that catches my attention, right? And the market today, I'll notice right now, there was definitely a little bit of a shift here. Tomorrow we are going into a risk period. So we do have expiration. The VIX did catch a bid here. It's up 13%. It didn't take out, was it Friday's high? So it's not like we really... took off in any way, shape, or form here, but it definitely caught a bid. We also saw TLT catch a bid up 1.22. So finally actually catching a bid. It was down Friday. So interesting to see that. I also noticed like multiple instances today, like even in the trading room here, we actually took one of our first losing trades in a while. Been on a huge streak here lately, but one of these, we had a nice failed breakdown earlier intraday, and kind of a nice little like bull setup here. I mean, look at the 10s, the 15s, pretty good little tight range. And then we just kind of failed on that. And it tried to reclaim later today, and that failed too. I haven't seen that in a while. We've seen it a couple times, but usually at least one of those will work intraday. And that's been kind of the case lately. That's been able to happen. The last time that didn't happen was like right here. So we've just been in a good bull uptrend for most of the time, right? But definitely a little bit of a shift here. We also have, again, so some VIX will be in some positive gamma tomorrow. So it's going to start, it's going to start shifting a little bit. There will be a little bit more of a window for bears to work with here. So something to consider there. Now we still have some hugely powerful end of quarter and OPEX effects here. I think for bulls, you really just want to see, I mean, you'd be fine with chop. In fact, that would be a pretty big win. For bears though tomorrow, I think it has to get like absolutely annihilated. Like you got really no excuse here. You've got every headline in your favor, and you have a period of weakness moving forward here. And that is, that's what we talked about right back here in mid-May or in the end of May. I said like, look, the bears got every excuse here to take this down, and they really didn't. And that's why we kind of flipped bullish earlier than I was going to flip bullish. And that was the right call as we, and just kind of floating back higher. But even right now, we're basically trading right where we were on May 20th. So we have kind of gone sideways here. There is a massive trend move coming out of this base here. I mean, massive. Now, could that go down and then up still? Yeah, it absolutely could. We're still in this big range here. And I would say right now for tomorrow, we could even sell like 590 SPY, and that really wouldn't even like bother me as a bull. You start losing 580, 575, especially on a weekly close. That's where it actually gets. That's where it's problematic. Intraday, if you're a day trader like I am, I won't be trading tomorrow. I'll be traveling, but I'm going to say here, really those lows from last week and this Monday here. So even kind of like this base right there. Below that, I think there's definitely some risk. So on ES, it's like 59.80. Yeah, I'll just say 59.80 for right now. I think there's some risk there of continued downside. Is that going to happen? I don't know. Honestly, I don't have much of an edge going tomorrow. Normally, I've got a pretty good idea. All right, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, and or here's a path, there's a path. But going tomorrow with this geopolitical stuff, it's such a wild card. And I really wonder what Trump is doing here because he was supposed to speak. Then now he's not. So, and by the way, he has to know the Fed's not cutting tomorrow, right? I mean, like you can literally go on to you go on a poly market and they'll tell you there's 0% chance. It's like 0.01. So, you know, is he like, you know, walking back on trying to join because he knows the market will freak out and then the market's not going to rate cuts? You know, if Jerome doesn't cut tomorrow and then he you know, starts going on a tirade about it, like I don't know, it's just going to be a weird situation. But definitely something going on. Iran talking, saying that they're going to do something tonight. We'll see what happens. I honestly don't know. They say things a lot though. But right now, definitely saw a little bit of shift, and yeah, there's definitely a pocket of weakness here. But just because there's a pocket of weakness doesn't mean like this isn't. I mean, structure-wise, the trend is up here. So don't think that, you know, just because we sell off and we can have sharp sells and they can just get bought. I wouldn't get too bearish right away. I also, from a day trading standpoint, I would not look to buy dips too quickly tomorrow. When I've been telling my traders, so I won't be there, you know, wait for levels to reclaim. And that's really just, you know, we kind of look for those flushes and then those reclaims, but I wouldn't step in front of it tomorrow for a knifing down. That said, yeah, I mean, there is definitely some hedge at 590 SPY. It's kind of a tail. I could see it happening. I don't think we're going to go that far, but it is always possible. There's another tail down at 585. And there's also some pull coming into end of quarter that will be in a week and a half on the 30th at 59.05, and that's JPM. So they're still sitting there too. Now, granted, just remember, they don't need this to... Everybody thinks it's got to close below that. It doesn't. It can close 100 points above it because the premium of the option is still baked into that value. But nonetheless, it has been kind of pulling us. We've had competing forces, you know, funds chasing to try and performance chase, and then you've had kind of this pinning effect here. Honestly, my bias here is I don't think we really break this range just yet until probably end of quarter, but that doesn't mean we can't see some volatility inside of that. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I would respect the weakness if we get it. But for me, bears, you need to show up tomorrow. Like you've had every bad headline here. I know why you haven't sold off. I've been warning you guys not to short the market because of these reasons, because of the dealer buyback. It's going to start fading tomorrow though. So just be aware of that. So they got to do some damage here, and you know they'll have a little bit of a window. But if they can't really break bigger structural supports, I'm not talking about day trading levels, I'm talking about 59, 5,800. The market can digest this move and then go higher into the summer. So that's what we're looking at here right now. Not going to go through the rest of the sectors here. It's later at night. We'll just cover the main market. We should just mostly trade, you know, pretty well correlated, I would think, tomorrow. But again, watch TLT. You know, that did inch up a little bit here, and you know, volatility. It does flip into a positive gamma position tomorrow, so just be aware of that moving forward. So anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here. Remember, there will not be a video probably the rest of the week, so I will be traveling and out of town. But anyway, outside of that, you guys take care. Have a good one. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com, and I'll see you guys all next week.